Okay, I've got some data over here. This is from the ex-servicemen department, which looks at registration and placement of ex-servicemen over the last 10 years, which essentially says for the year in which data is last available, 37,852 ex-servicemen registered for jobs. 3,800 were placed in the central government, 4,700 in state governments, 4,199 in private sector, and a total of 12,800 odd were placed out of 37,000 who applied. So less than 1/3 got employment. This is the past track record, which is possibly why some of the aspirants are wary, because in the past servicemen have struggled to find jobs after retiring. But now you've got the government saying that they will be given priority. But priority was given, General Bakshi, even earlier. Does the prioritization change? You went on record on Twitter to say that you were quite disturbed by this scheme and that you had various concerns about it. You're hearing from Colonel Rathore and from the government. Can you lay out for our viewers what your principal concerns are? Why do you think that Agnipath, in the way that it is structured currently, could be deeply problematic?
Right. First of all, Rahul, since you've called me over, I'd like to start with a major caveat. All this burning of trains, all this burning of buses, destruction of private property, please, I would appeal to the youngsters, don't do it. If you want to disqualify yourself for the armed forces, this is the way to do it.
Sure.
We need disciplined soldiers, not Reuters. Don't make that mistake of being misled by people into ruining any chances of your coming into the armed forces, because your record will be checked. Any police cases against you will disqualify you. So please stop this. This is not the way to protest. Yes, I, as an ex-serviceman, as a veteran with 37 years in the army, did have certain reservations. The right way is to go to the serving colleagues now, discuss it out with them. I've just had about hours plus of discussion with some of my serving colleagues who were responsible to carry this out. Now, it's always been my principle that the responsibility is of the man today, but it is also my duty to share with him my 37 years of experience and whatever little advice, warning, etc., apprehension I can share with him.
So what are your principal concerns? What are the issues you raised? Why do you think that this could go wrong?
So the reservations, yes. The reservations are like this, that traditionally for the last 250 years, the Indian Army has had an ethos of full color service, all volunteer army, right? World War I, World War II, all the wars after independence we fought, we've done well, less 62, when there was political interference. So when we have an across the board change of culture, then the management of change may require you to carry out a pilot project first and then go ahead with the main scheme, because you are creating a paradigm shift and across the board transformation. You have to manage this degree of cultural change, and you've already seen the kind of misperceptions that can happen, which is leading to a lot of mayhem across the country, which is being exploited for the wrong reasons. So that's my first apprehension, which I have shared with my colleagues. And the second apprehension, which I have again shared, is the simple fact that the Russia-Ukraine conflict has put certain question marks on short-term inductees. There they are conscripts, here they will be volunteers, but nevertheless they will have short-term induction spans. And in those short-term inductees have not done well, have performed very poorly on the battlefield. So if there is a lesson to be learned, well, we need a bit of caution. Instead of just criticizing, I have also some suggestions how it could be taken forward. I would strongly recommend, I would humbly request the powers that be, the government, and I would give this unsolicited advice to my professional colleagues who are now serving, that if you increase this to 7 years, you solve most of the problems that have been raised against this. Most of the problems will be resolved. When I joined the army and we fought the 71 war, the color service of the Jawan was 7 years, and it was designed to keep the army young.